welcome you all for joining us. Okay, good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you all for joining us this morning for this wonderful talk by Dr. Ashutosh Kumar. Today's the topic for talk is the unused, unwanted medication at home and effects on the community. Actually, we all once in life we have come across to the medicine use, and in everyone's house there are some medicines which are not being used or lying in the shelf. So now issue comes what to do with them. So to discuss all those things, how we can dispose of the medicines, how to do with unused medicines, we have Dr. Ashutosh with us. And let me introduce you Dr. Ashutosh. Dr. Ashutosh Verma is a registered pharmacist specializing in clinical and pharmacy practice. He received his Bachelor's of Pharmacy degree from India. Then he has completed his Master in Pharmacy from USM in the area of pharmacy practice. His research area is to mainly focus on the drug safety, patient care, quality use of medicines, pharmacoepidemiological research, and research methodology. So please join me to welcome Mr. Ashutosh for this wonderful talk. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Javed, for having this wonderful beginning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Javed, for this wonderful introduction. I'd like to introduce myself just in a short while. I have been doing this research and studying medicine from almost a decade now, over a decade now. And yes, usage of medicine been always a problem. Okay, so can I have the slides, please? All right, thank you so much. So, yes, today we'll be talking about a very general topic. I hope the viewers are from all the backgrounds. Maybe some are academics, some are researchers, some are just common public living day to day life in society. Okay, so I will start from the very layman, unused, unwanted medication at home. Okay, everyone, I bet, everyone here, every one of us, we have some medication at home. Okay, it could be over the counter ones, or it could be a prescription one, but at least one medication each household on the earth, we have it, is present, we cannot deny it. Okay, so the first thing, next slide please. This is just a disclaimer. Next slide please. Okay, let's start from here. When you see this shelf, of course, it's shelf of a pharmacy at hospital or in community pharmacy outside. Okay, as long as these medicines are on the shelf, it's monitored by a pharmacist or is monitored by a team of pharmacists or a group of pharmacy officials working there, a pharmacy assistant or in a premise. But how does it reach at your home? Officially, there are two ways. One, either it is prescribed. Okay, you went to hospital or clinic, the doctor prescribed a drug. Next slide, please. And second, you queue up to a pharmacy and received your drug. I think most of you have this experience, right? Previous slide, please. Not yet here. Yeah. Every one of you have been to this, right? You've been to hospital or clinic, you stood up there, you took your medicine. But there is another one way where you can receive your medicine. You receive your medicine, or most of us, we do. That is not an official way, of course, but that is true. Somehow, there are ways you may be sharing from your friend. There are researches where we have been finding, we have seen that people usually share medicine from their friend or family if they have same symptoms. Let's suppose one have headache. Oh, come on, last time I had headache, I took this medicine and it was all right. So why don't you give me if you have any leftover or if you have extra? But we forget that Headaches can be of different types, isn't it? Okay, the two headaches, painful at same area, same kind, can be because of two different reasons. All right. Second, somehow, although it's not allowed, but still some prescription drugs people get it somehow, maybe from some pharmacies where rules regulation are not followed well, or technically if it is followed still some way, I don't know, I can't comment on that. But yeah, somehow you get the prescription drugs that is also without prescription. So of course that is unwanted medication, not unused, but that is unwanted because you are taking it though it's not prescribed, recommended by a doctor, a physician, a GP. Okay. Other than that, the final category comes is the over the counter. Some drugs, patients or normal people, they are allowed to buy without a prescription, without going to a clinic or doctor. Okay, that is called over the counter, like Panadol, paracetamol. Okay, this kind of drug, aspirin. All right. So when you go to a pharmacy, drugs are kept in the front. You just pick it as per your choice, which one you need, and you take it. But again, it falls in two categories. It could be wanted at the beginning, but then leftovers are unwanted. Okay. Second, unused. You bought it just to stock. Like sometimes have tendency to stock medicine at home. I have came across patients or normal people, they're all right. Just they have a like OCT kind of thing, obsession that no, I have to keep medicine at home. I need to have lots of medicine. It's like, safety feeling. Okay. But we don't know that even if some people who do not keep it, let's say I don't stock medicine. Other people, many of us, we don't stock medicine. In collective, I'm saying. But are we devoid of it? Are we safe? No. Reason, it's like a chain. If not everyone do it properly, if everyone doesn't use it properly, the responsible use of medicine, it still will be reaching to us. How? We see in next slide. Next slide, please. All right. So unprescribed drugs. First, we talk about unprescribed because that's a prescription only drug, or in Malaysia we call it Schedule C poison or something like that. Okay. So that kind, what happens? Okay, hold on. Next slide. Yeah, this slide. Okay. No, the previous one. Yes, this. Okay. So drug in the water cycle. The most thing we use, like you can avoid food, you can skip meal for one time maybe, or two time maybe sometimes if you're fasting or something. But something that you miss a lot or body misses a lot is water, which is like indispensable after air. We breathe and drink can survive. Okay. And we drink a lot. But if it is the drug you use at your home, kept there, expired, not disposed of properly, or just thrown garbage or flushed, it has severe repercussions. Serious repercussions. Okay? It is a whole water table. Not proper disposal, it goes into water table, in soil, outside. Rain comes, like in Malaysia, it rains a lot. That's a good thing. But what happens? It wash off drug from the surface, take it down inside the streams, take it down inside the water table if you have well, or like drilling water, underground water, or river supply, or any normal water, freshwater supply. It all wash it off and bring it there. That water we drink, directly drink it. Fishes, poultry, animals, livestock, the food we are eating, um, even the crops and all. So that water is traveling to everywhere. So ultimately, even though some of us or many of us even, if we are not doing this ill practice, you still are consuming drugs. And some of the drugs can be really, really dangerous. I think many of us, many of you are already aware of the terms called antibiotic resistance. When some normal or low level drugs stop working, next time you need a higher drug. Second thing, I think 100% of you who are viewing me or listening to me right now, they will agree with this fact that we are affected by high prices of medicines, isn't it? We all are getting or offended or always like complain that the medicine prices are increasing incredibly, terribly actually. Okay, and we want to lower the cost, but how? Okay, next slide, please. This is another thing how it reaches to our livestock food. As I mentioned, the chemicals or household, from there it wash off through water, it goes into animals, it goes into fresh water, it goes into seawater. Fishes have it, birds have it, animals have it. Milk we are getting with antibiotic, poultry we are getting with antibiotic, other livestock fishes we are getting with antibiotic because we are feeding them. Okay, so these all things, first thing the health impact, second thing it comes up with the cost, because if it is unused, unwanted, and we are stocking, it's out of market, right? You bought it, you spent it, but somehow the needy person is not reaching to them. Okay, if it is not reaching to a needy person, definitely its cost will increase. At present, like 51% to 52% of healthcare cost in Malaysia is borne by government. Government is paying for it through public healthcare system. 48, 47% private share is there. But how many of us can afford private care? And why it's the medicine cost should go increased if we can lower it down? Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Now let's talk about, we talked about drugs at house that is unused, unwanted, it could be expired as well. Second, what it could do, health impact, economic impact. Third, why actually leftover or unused medication stays at your home, why it is there. This is some research that we got idea from. It's done from Malaysia already, okay, in Malaysia itself. First thing, the first upper graph shows, do you know about medication waste? Yes, where everyone will, it's the overwhelming response that yes, they know about medication waste. Great. Are you aware or do you know about drug take back system? Many of you doesn't know. Many of the respondents were not aware that the unused medication at your home can be returned. Malaysian government, public sectors, they have this program that you can return it. I'll discuss about it later. Okay. Third, do you know about drug take back system? This is the same thing. So it's the awareness problem. Okay, nobody knows about it. There are two reasons. Could be there's psychological fact. When we having a discussion and brainstorm with researchers, there are two things: either person do not want to return, second lazy to go and return, third not aware. So not aware includes all three. You can't say, we are reluctant to say that I'm lazy to go and do something good. Okay, or sometimes we're lazy to say that or we are not comfortable to say that we do not want to return. Okay, that sounds selfish, but it is the scenario. Second, what reasons they gave? The reported reasons, not our perceived reason. Change of treatment. You had a supply of medicine. When you went next time, doctor felt that that medicine is not suiting or working for you much. He changed the therapy. You got new prescription. What happened to the old drug? Still stocked in your house. Okay? Why prescribed? Okay? Third, side effects. Fourth, unclear instructions. Maybe side effects, you can understand the previous medicine had side effects, or previous one confusing or other way it's prescribed. Unclear instruction especially happen with um, a little bit uneducated people and the geriatrics, the old age folks, our old age senior citizen people. What happens, it said take morning, afternoon, evening, or 4 times a day, correct instructions, or it said, or maybe they didn't get it, didn't understand properly that how and what are the correct dosage, what time have to be taken. Okay, so in these type of cases problem happens. They might be taking underdosing. 4 times it's supposed to be taken, but they are taking 2 times or 3 times or by themselves. Okay, inconvenience, they did not like the taste, the smell, they reduce the dose by themselves. Okay, condition resolved, especially happens with short-term diseases like flu or something, and many of people do it. Most of population do it in self-medication cases or even prescribed cases. They start day one taking antibiotic. Day two, usually a common flu, common fever, viral fever. It starts subsiding. Bacterial fever starts subsiding. For viral fever, you should not be taking antibiotic. So for bacterial fever, any fever, starts subsiding. By third day, it's usually the fever is gone and symptoms are no more there. Antibiotic course is for minimum 5 days. Whenever you go hospital, they usually give for 5 days. What happens third day? Oh God, I'm feeling better already. So why should take medicine? Those medicine you stock at your home. And these are dangerous. First danger you took, you didn't complete the course of medicine. So conditions resolved, but the reason that's causing that disease condition is not completely resolved. Okay, so next time the same minor, like softer drug, in layman terms, the lower category antibiotic or drug may not be equally effective. You may need a higher drug or the stronger medicine. Whose loss is that? Everyone's loss. How? First thing, it deteriorated the health. Second thing, it caused antimicrobial resistance. So the bacteria that got resistance, if it will infect to others, they will need higher antibiotic too. Third thing, economic. The new drug development is a very costly process. And if costly process and the higher drugs need to be added, need to be bought or given, its cost will be higher. Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, patient deceased. Okay, in some cases patient rarely happens, but sometimes happen. Past expiry date, but still keeping it, or you kept it until it's expired, and then you don't know what to do. And there are reasons that they don't want to disclose. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. Now I ask you a question. You can ask question in the chat, as it said. Okay. On the previous one, what to do with the leftover medicine at your home. This is from FDA, US practice, the FDA approved that slowly we are trying to adopt in Malaysia. Okay, so what USA has done or US FDA has approved that is coming through WHO. First thing, straight no to discard in garbage directly. Okay. Second, they have a FDA flush list. Not all medicine can be flushed. Only few that do not have much or they do not have effect on environment and water table. Those only biodegradable ones. Else, majority cannot be flushed or discarded in garbage bin. Okay, there is a way to do it. All right. So, third thing, the best way is take back location. In every city in Malaysia, we have certain locations where you can return the medicine. expired or unexpired, irrespective of that, whatever extra medicine at your home you have, you can return there. You can just drop in that box. Nobody going to judge you. Nobody going to ask you what you are returning, why you took it. Okay, you can just drop it there. All right. Next slide, please. Okay. So government officials and with the UMMC, the medical center, and some other government bodies, they started working on it and they come up with a guideline how to reduce unused medication. Well, there are plenty of ways. Can save your health, save environment, save our future generation, and save economy, money. At least if we can't do for ourselves, we can do for our future generation, isn't it? All right, it's a waste of resources, of course. We are exploiting it and risk to environment. First thing, don't keep medication for just in case purpose. You know that attitude. We humans, we being humans, will be always humans. We have that attitude just in case. Please, we get out of this thing because it's not food, it's medicine. We don't keep bullets and guns for just in case, right? We avoid it. So yeah, this is same kind of thing. It's deadly. It's nothing less than a bullet. A pill is like a bullet. Both have a purpose, both have a unit. Okay, collect or buy medication only when you need them. So these are two major keys. Okay, don't keep for just in case attitude, thought, and collect from hospital. If you have a prescription, you can go for your dosing, or buy only when you need with prescription only. Prescription drugs, prescription only. Over the counter drug only if you need, not just like that. Okay, let's preserve our environment for future generation. Of course, there will not be any future. Okay, next slide, please. Next, please. Okay, just in nutshell, these are resources from medical centers and government. What are the impacts of unused medication? It's all Malaysian scenario. On people, animals, I discussed how it's going to affect. It will be in your food and ultimately in body. We are adults. How about the kids, children? Okay, economy. We are kind of burning and wasting money, right? You are throwing a drug or throwing directly 5 ringgit, 10 ringgit, or whatever the amount, the ringgit note, the currency bill is the same thing. Okay, unused medication, hazard to environment, planet is dying. Okay, global warming, contaminated water slowly. For few examples from livestock or in nature, I can give you lots of extinct animals. One of the big example is the royal hawk or eagle, either one. I think hawk. They disappeared, almost disappeared from the earth. You really can see. And reason was a very small medicine, cheap drug called diclofenac. Diclofenac fed to animals, bigger animals, those hawks and vultures or eagles. They feed on those dead animals to clean the environment. We use those drugs and we feed those drugs to animals, bigger animals like cows, buffaloes, and through that channel it reached to the birds, those who were cleaning our environment. What happened? Those drugs did some problem in their reproductive cycle and they stopped reproduction. So slowly their population squeezed in. They are at verge of extinction, or in many places is extinct already. Okay, so that's the impact on environment, and hence it's impacting us. So return unused medication before they cause harm or waste resources. Next slide, please. Okay, why is the safe disposal of unused medication is important? That's a big question I want to ask. You like scuba diving, you like swimming, you like kayaking or that snorkeling, etc. Everyone likes, right? You want to walk around and other things, you want to hike and other things. But if the drugs and all are not disposed of properly, these all places are contaminated. They will give rise to even deadlier and more resistant, dangerous insects, microbes, viruses, bacteria. We are in a pandemic situation. This could be, I'm not sure, we do not have any proof, but it could be one of the reason means risen due to some of our mistakes, scientific mistakes or local mistake. We can't say anything. Okay, so you're going for a hike, but the mosquitoes biting or the insects biting are painful than normal. Maybe because excess use of medication, pesticide, and infection, they got resistant. They adapted. We adapt, right? So they adapted too. Okay, so do not pour into drain. Do not toss into the toilet. Do not throw it in the garbage. You have to promise yourself. Wastewater treatment does not remove medication residue. So if you have a reason like, oh, it's your sewage water or whatever water you discard from your home, it goes through sewage treatment. No, it cannot, it's not capable of removing medication. It's dissolved there. Discarded medication may end up in landfills because if you are throwing in garbage, or in surface water. The fishes you are eating, they grown up eating the medication we throw. Okay, so it's returning to you, drinking water, right? So that is why it is important. Next slide, please. Okay, unwanted effects from your medication is like side effects or something. Maybe doctor prescribed you a medicine. Okay, you started having itchiness, you had headache, or you feel vertigo with that medication or something. Don't just keep it with yourself, get other drug and all. Okay, maybe it could be allergy, drowsiness, headache, not feeling better, vertigo, or vomiting like feeling. First thing, seek medical assistance soon. Best is like you can go to the nearest hospital or to the hospital you went before, if it is possible. Okay, straight away. Carry your medicine along with you, what you take. It will help you in two ways. If the same doctor is not available in OPD or in emergency, other doctor will know by seeing the medication and the prescription that what you took. Okay, and the treatment can be given to you promptly. Second, do not carry back the medicine that is not required, that cause problem. There are medicine return unused medications counter at pharmacy usually. Okay, they have a box, or just go on the counter and say these are not used medicine, unused medicine, unwanted medicine for me, I'm returning it. Okay, they will check it, they may reuse it if it is possible, or they can properly discard it, incinerate it. Okay, so do not store medication for just in case. It's again a caption mark. Okay, it's inverted comma mark. Don't keep it. Next slide, please. Okay, now we come to medication wastage. Those were about what not to do. Again, we can avoid medication wastage just by not storing medication. Only keep medication as per instruction or prescribed. Okay, protect from light as mentioned, storage proper, because if storage is proper, its efficacy will be proper, and you do not have to keep it for very long. I mean, your treatment duration will not prolong. Okay, in the freezer or in the fridge as prescribed. Not all the drugs are required to put in fridge. Not all drugs can be kept in the shelf. Okay, and most drug we do not no drug we keep in deep freezer. Fridge means 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, means the normal drug cabinet. Okay, away from moisture, not in car, of course. Even drinking water we don't keep in car, or just like in here and there in your drawer or like that. Okay, return again, check your medication monthly for amount and expiry and how much you need. Means like observation of yourself, how much you need and how much you want to do. Return the unused medication to pharmacy as soon as you can. Please don't be lazy. We human, if for sake of future and for sake of our need, we can go for taking it. We can, for the sake of future, we can return it too. Okay, next slide please. Next slide please. Okay, so how in Malaysia, before ending, I would like to just revise the thing so that you do not have any question left, like what to do with unused, unwanted medication if it is stored at your home. I must say, it must be there. If you look for it, you'll find it. Patients return unused medication to the pharmacy first, sent to the incineration, how it goes, and that incineration, burning, or disposing of chamber, it is disposed. Okay, so that it will not harm the environment. Some major accidents have happened when small kids, children, when they toddlers, they do not have any idea of medicine and all. You kept it. They just popped up and pop in mouth. Little medication is fine, but some medication literally can be very, very dangerous for health. Okay? Maybe it's a high grade antibiotic, it destroyed, it damaged the liver or kidney. I do not want to scare, but I think it is important to share with all of you who do not know. Paracetamol or Panadol, that I think 99.999% people here listening to me must be having with you at home or in your bag, somewhere in house for sure, all the time. You know, it's a potential poison. Its dose is according to age and weight. Excess dose can severely damage the liver. Severely damage the liver. Okay, so in adult case, maybe we can buy time to go hospital, but what about kids case? So for sake of future, for sake of environment, for sake of personal safety, we should return the medicine. Do not store, just take medicine as needed. Okay, next slide please. This slide I just kept: trust your pharmacist while taking medicine and for returning. This is one of the public hospital in some Selangor or KL area. Okay, trust your pharmacist, trust your doctor, and always in any case, do not presume just in case thing. Consult them. Okay, we are more than happy to help for the well-being of our people. All right, thank you so much. Next slide please. Yeah. So thank you so much from MAHSA University, from myself, Ashutosh. What are you thinking? Any question, answers, you can drop.
Thank you, Dr. Ashutosh, for this wonderful information. And I hope everybody has enjoyed and has learned a lot of information, important information, how to dispose the medication. All the viewers, if you have any question regarding the disposal of medicine, you can write your comments in the comment box. And we have our speaker still with us. He can answer your all the questions.
Okay, we have one question here. Um, how safe is to take supplements like calcium, vitamin C, D when expired? Well, see, expired medications are not safe in any case. Okay, in any case, reason the shelf life actually is for the efficacy of the drug, first thing. Second, the material used in that, how stable it is. We all know it, these are all chemicals, correct? So expired medication in any case is not prescribed, advised to take or consume in any form, either it's topical cream or any form. Okay, because more than benefit, it can harm you. There are lots of reasons, lots of cases where expired medication, the chemical structures changed. Okay, the drug interaction increased. We do not know. Okay, topical cream, you said, because any topical cream ointment is made of 5 to 10 ingredients minimum with stringent processes, and shelf life is determined based on how long it is in stable form, efficacious form, and do good. But after that expiry period, the shelf life period is over. We do not know or the stability is no more there. That's why a deadline, a cutoff line is there, which is called expiry date. So I think I answered your question. In any case, it is not advised to use any expired medicine.
Thank you very much.
How to reduce unused medication? I don't keep medicine for in case, collect or buy only when needed. I think you are doing doing very good. The second thing you can do, Miss Zarida, reduce unused medication, bring this practice to family, friends, promote everyone, make them aware of this medicine return programs that government is running. Okay, government pharmacies are having. So if you are returning, if you are giving it back, and you are not keeping, like you are doing both the things, you do not keep for in case and you do not collect, you only get it when needed or prescribed. Okay, so these things you can promote to your family members and friends. Thank you. Hmm. How to dispose of expired mosquito repellents and sunblocks? Well, these two things in Malaysia still comes under fast moving consumer goods, not under pharmaceuticals yet. But it's a good point because many countries, these are under pharmaceutical ministries and pharmaceutical control. For instance, you can take it as in South Asian countries. Okay, sunblocks and repellents should be discarded same way as medicines are discarded. Okay, although sunblocks, I must say, these are safer than others because do not have much of therapeutic agent that can do cellular changes and all therapeutic effect inside body. They are most of topical levels, mostly zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Those are minerals, so they do not harm much uh, in our soil level or water level. Okay, but the packaging do affect. Mosquito repellent, they are chemicals. Okay, so technically they should not be dumped. So where you are discarding or in hospital sites where you have this hazardous bins and all, like what I try to do, these type of things, mosquito repellents and sunblock and cosmetic expired ones, I drop it in the hazardous bins that's provided in clinic or hospitals because those are collected by a specialized division of the those who handle chemicals and these kind of things, right? Request to government that they can build up some regulation on discarding of this cosmetic and other ingredients too. We are hoping for it.
Is there any more questions?
Any more questions, please? Okay.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
so
Dr.
much. Thank you
Ashutosh.
so much, viewers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ashutosh, for this wonderful talk and an enlightening talk for all of our viewers. And hope we can see you next time again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.